Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing the topic that is city creation. In city creation, basically we are discussing one topic that is future data basically. That is this basically, and this basically most of thing basically we have discussed. Here basically we are going to discuss this middle thing basically. In this basically we are discussing one topic that is this, and this is very dangerous topic. This one of the person told that basically what is the roadmap of Earth planet basically which is created by universe group basically and other planets roadmap, because each and every roadmap means Earth planet is going to move from this direction to that direction, this area to that area. So that basically is drawn by which group basically? So that is universe group basically, and this is the roadmap basically of Earth planet, and these all are the others planet basically, and this basically is the roadmap. So to cover this basically lots of time basically takes. So one of the person told that basically when Earth planet is going to reach here basically, and it's going to move downside or basically this side basically, that is decided by the universe group basically, and according to that the balancing of the Earth planet basically are done. That is the construction basically, that is the construction basically, and that basically 5 crore example basically we have already taken basically. So this basically is like that way. So see basically other planets, this is Earth planet next generation, that we are going to discuss basically with example basically. Roadmap created by universe for Earth planet and other planets, then basically other roles of the software company basically, and that also we are going to discuss basically. That is through this example. One of the person told that basically Earth planet next generation is what basically. This was actually very dangerous question basically. Earth planet next generation is basically what? So to explain that basically I have taken one image basically of this basically. So this is actually what basically. So one of the person told that this is ladies basically. This is one lady basically. She is pregnant basically, and she is pregnant basically, and she is going to have her next generation basically with the help of his husband basically, her husband basically. So same way basically the Earth planet basically is going to have next generation basically with the help of set of energies basically which is created by Earth planet inside only basically. Earth planet itself basically. Earth planet itself basically is creating the energy, and from that energy basically the Earth planet is generating the next generation basically. So that is generating the next generation basically. So one other person told that basically. That is correct basically. So role of the software companies and Earth planet here basically, in Earth planet and in universe basically. So what is the role basically of the software companies basically? Then he told that basically Earth planet basically, in Earth planet basically software companies basically have many roles basically, that are the normal roles basically everybody knows basically, that we have already discussed basically. Some extraordinary roles basically, that is for example Earth planet is going to move this side basically, as in that here basically, after 5000 year, after 5000 basically year Earth planet is going to move from here to here basically. So Earth planet basically is going to move here to here, as in that basically we are going to take one example basically, as in that Earth planet is going to move this side basically, as in that this side, after 5000 year. So one of the person told that basically Earth planet basically is going to move this side, this side, this side, then basically downside basically. So one of the person told that yes basically it's going to move to downside, and then basically the Earth planet basically. So downside basically Earth planet is not going to move automatically basically. That requires lots of efforts basically. Lots of efforts basically. So that efforts basically are the calculation of energy basically, which is going to push the earth planet to this side basically. So that basically can be calculated from earth planet software group basically, and that basically is already happening basically, so one of the person told that this basically is already happening basically. So that for that basically I have taken one 5 crore example basically. 5 crore people basically new caste basically created, that basically I have already taken as an example basically. So just see basically up to what level things basically are connected. So one of the person told that this is okay basically, this basically we got it. Now basically we will go to army group basically. So what army group basically are doing here basically, that is list of army groups in India and list of army groups in world and the list of software company in India basically, that basically we have already discussed. Now about the army group basically. So one of the person told that basically army groups are always, what actually the role of army is basically. So one of the person told that to secure the city basically and to finish the city also basically. So two things basically are their role basically, that is secure the city or basically finish the city basically. So finish the city means war basically, that is war, and that basically very rare happens because reason, lots of middle people basically are there basically. Middleware people basically means you can say if anything basically bad happens basically in this world basically, then few people basically are there basically who takes the responsibility and say that basically this fight basically will stop basically. In that basically pop is also basically there. In this basically Swami Narayan groups are also there. In this basically the Pramukh Swami groups are there. In this basically the Brahma Kumari groups are there. In this basically doctors are there basically. In these doctors are then basically in this basically the government groups are there. Then basically the legal groups are there, construction groups are there, nuclear groups are there, energy groups are there, power company groups are there, banks groups are there, these groups are there, money groups are there basically, kings families are there, and then the universe families are also basically there. So these all are the groups basically which basically helps so that the war basically is not going to happen basically. It is not supposed to happen basically. War is not supposed to happen. For that lots of people basically are there. But then also basically if the situation basically doesn't get control basically, then basically here this group basically starts performing. That is the Indian Army and the army groups. That is the World Army Group. That is the World Army Group basically. Then basically this group basically comes into the picture and they basically show their performance basically. That performance is finishing the city as soon as possible basically. In this basically lots of country basically are also finished, like Israel is there. Sorry, no, not Israel. Gaza is there. Like this basically many countries are basically there. Which few basically cities in Ukraine basically are there. So there basically lots of things has happened already basically. After that only basically the war has started basically. So one of the person told that basically why basically in India basically this type of activities doesn't happen. Why in India basically the war basically doesn't happen basically. Then he told that basically yes basically you are correct basically. So in this basically the main role of these groups are basically there in India. This group basically plays main role in India so that basically the war doesn't happen basically. So that the war is not supposed to happen. That also you can say basically. What doesn't happen basically? War does not happen basically. War is not supposed to happen. War is not supposed to happen. So that we have basically lots of things basically. So Earth, planet, next generation basically that connects to this image basically.